Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV team news reaction time ahead of Liverpool versus Chelsea, kicking off in about an hour and 15 minutes time. We're expecting the official Liverpool team news to be out in about 15 minutes or so as well. Ste here with Errol. Errol's back from holiday. Nice to be back, or you've come back to some
freezing weather? Like, it's fucking balls to get it, and Liverpool is still shit, so it's not great. It's not great settings. Yeah, I could have done with the Lion, to be honest. I remember a message yesterday, was like, "Well, I'm back in tomorrow." He was like, yeah, you're back in the studio. It's like, we're starting from 11:15. I was like, fuck me. There goes me Saturday morning Lion. So tomorrow, definitely. I slept the whole way home. I woke up 40 minutes back from England, and I was like, all right, so I've slept the entire time. 8-hour flight, so it was fine.
Yeah, shout out. Nice one. I'm glad to have you back. So we've got a couple of comments. Byron, Joe, we're all good to see you back as well. Yeah, right then. And we're waiting for the Liverpool team to come out in about 10 minutes time. When it does come out, we'll be taking a look at our betmate teams as well, man, Chris and Paul, to see if any of us are going to make any changes. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that one as well. And if you want to play along with us, give you a little bit more information on that as well. And yeah, try and get yourself a share of the 750 quid pot if you're into that kind of stuff. But anyway, looking at this game itself, I know you've been away, but you've obviously been keeping an eye on the Reds, mate, and you're right, they've been crap, but we saw signs and shoots of recovery on Tuesday, little tiny bits and bobs. Is there anyone rather on Tuesday you think plays themselves into this team today?
We mentioned just off camera then, BAJCETIC.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, potentially giving him a chance to obviously have another run out. I keep seeing a lot of people saying Naby. I'm kind of past it now. If we need the fresh legs, and if he's fit enough, I could see the benefit of playing him. But I can't see him tying down a place in this squad. It just doesn't seem feasible at the moment. It doesn't seem like that's ever going to be a viable option. I think it's more likely that he leaves at the end of the summer or the end of the season, and that's the end of that. We part ways. But at the moment, the midfield has been the biggest concern for us all season, and it will remain the biggest concern. So that'd be the one area that I'd look to freshen up, and obviously try and put some of the lads that have actually put in a decent shift over the last couple of weeks. The lads looked hungry. The lads looked like they had a bit of fight in them. Was it Tuesday that we played? Yeah, it was. Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday evening. They looked like they had a little bit of fight to them. So I'd give them another chance, because this Chelsea team are nothing special at the moment.
No, you're right. I think all three of them should play. If I was picking the team, I'd have just kept the same midfield. Shout out Scott Hawks with the $25 super chat. Hope you're well, Scott. Hey fellas, it's 3:17 AM and I'm questioning my sanity. Hopefully the Reds won't make the insomnia worth it. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, and I suppose with that, this is what these early kickoffs do for us. It works out differently for different people in different places. Like sometimes an early kickoff's good for, say, like I remember being in America for an early kickoff against Forest, and it was like 7 AM. Yeah. Whereas, so it pros and cons. There'll be other people who get to watch the games earlier. So yeah, these half-12s can be mad. But thank you very much, Scott. And yeah, worst case is they'll be crap and they might cure you insomnia by boring you to sleep. Maybe that's
literally.
So yeah,
is it ASMR?
Yeah, the whisper and stuff. Yeah,
that might be us. It might be like a library today. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll try and keep you entertained throughout as always. But yeah, we're hoping.
We're hoping.
Everyone's calling it the El Shitico in the comments as well. They're not wrong.
El Crapico, yeah. The last year's 2 domestic cup finals currently being played between the two sides, who were very much propping up the mid-table. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on BAJCETIC. I think he should start. Yeah. Also, not if nothing else, because if Jurgen's given it a meritocracy and all that kind of stuff, then he deserves to, because basically Henderson hasn't been good, Fabinho hasn't been good. So yeah, someone's got to play, and like your reference, he's essentially the third choice DM. So we'll find out in a couple of minutes. There's been rumours, obviously, that he is. Different outlets are reporting different things. But yeah, mate, I'm really hopeful he does. But we will bring that to you shortly. In terms of the attack, then Darwin's trained. Jurgen said he's available. Do you think he just goes straight back into the 11?
If he's available, yeah. Obviously, I'm not really overly privy to in terms of what was his injury, the extent of the injury, but obviously it's only kept him out for a couple of weeks, so you want to get him. The last game he played, he scored a goal, so you kind of want to get him back in the mix. Do you know what I mean? You're like, he keeps having these moments where you want him to start picking up a little bit of momentum, and he goes on a run of games without a goal, or now he's had a goal, now he goes out a couple of games because he's been injured. So we want him to be available for us, but we want to be able to still provide him enough chances so that duck gets off his back a little bit. Yeah,
absolutely. I think yes. And again, the flip side is it would be Elliott, it would be Carvalho, it would be Ox maybe. It depends. So yeah, I think he should. If he's fit, again, it all comes down to how fit he is. Apparently, it was only a small injury, so we'll we'll keep an eye on Darwin. But yeah, fingers crossed for me. Well, I've capped him on my betmate team, so I hope he plays. If he doesn't, I will be making a change there. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We've got a message from Scotty in the YouTube as the team out. Not officially, no, mate. It'll be about 8 minutes time, so we're still waiting for that one. Pending. Shout out to Jay Hone or Joe. I don't know how you say that in the Discord. Says, I love waking up at 4 a.m. for the Reds. Let's go. Yeah, some dedication there. Shout out to Ste and shout out to Mr. Fibble. 8:20 p.m. already well into a Saturday night. That's a good. Yeah, that's where it works out well.
That's a good time.
The 8 hours ahead
finish your day, have a bevy, just chill.
The Reds on a Saturday night, because usually then if it was like a 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
I mean that's
it's a late Saturday.
You're talking a midnight kickoff, so it's worked out well for Mr. Fibble. It's pros and cons, I suppose. What I would say, by the way, for those of you who are watching, especially in England, Liverpool, you'll know it is Baltic outside. I've just stuck being on the motorway here and behind the gritter for most of the way. I think they forgot to grit the roads until someone woke up this morning and realised.
It's cold it's been. It's absolutely Baltic.
That's worth keeping in mind as well. Yeah.
I want to address a point here in the comments. Obviously, we're still waiting for the team news, but LS15 says 500 million in 6 months being Chelsea versus 500 million in 10 years. Again, he's obviously implying that, Liverpool are better, but
both are probably wrong.
Yeah,
there's a balance in the middle.
There is that's the way the truth, because I've seen that stat a couple of times this week, and the last time I read it, it was 500 million in the last 10 open transfer windows. So obviously that's only about 4 or 5 years anyway. So I think we need to, obviously, there are issues, there are reinforcements that are needed within the playing squad, but Chelsea have just been bought. Their situation changed drastically last season, and if you've looked into anything that has happened with Chelsea, the new owners had to make a commitment to continue spending on the first team in order to improve it over the long-term plan. So they'll be doing the bulk of their spending in the last window, this window, and then probably the summer window, and then you probably won't see Chelsea spend to the same extent as they have for another year, 2 years. That's like my opinion. I think we're just slightly behind that curve, because obviously we haven't had the new potential owners yet, and then on top of that, the new investment within the squad is still obviously in the planning process.
Yeah, I think both spending 500 million in 6 months might not work out. Spending 500, there's definitely a balance there. Liverpool probably needs to invest a bit more. I think Chelsea are going very, 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 very scattergun with their approach. God knows what their team's going to be today, who's going to be available, all stuff like that. Because it is a bit mad.
At least we know Felix can't play.
João Felix, and he looked all right until he got sent off. He was doing well, but they've signed so many players, it could be anything. We're hearing, by the way, again, this is not official, so bear with me, that it's Nunes isn't going to start, Elliott's going to start.
Okay.
Keita, BAJCETIC and Thiago as the midfield, so he's going to stick with the same midfield. Yeah. Milner at right back, I'm being told as well, over Trent, so I don't know if Trent's got a little got himself a little knock or something. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I'm being told it's Milner, Gomez, Konate, Robbo. So Gomez in, keeping his place. Keita, BAJCETIC, Thiago, Salah, Gakpo, Elliott. We'll confirm that in about 5 minutes' time if we can. But yeah, keep an eye on that one because it looks like, which is interesting.
Have you seen any promising signs from us this January? Has there been anything that you've clung on to and you thought actually?
No, not really, to be honest with you. Trent, and he's not playing. I was impressed by BAJCETIC the other day. There's been little to write home about, really. I went to Brighton, mate, and that's as bad as it can. It's as bad as it could get. So, I think it's fair to say no. There hasn't been much. But I thought what Tuesday night showed was at least like someone somewhere can be a little bit, we can be a bit more compact for sure, because Liverpool need that basically. They can't defend well enough. They have to compact it all in a little bit. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. Right then. Team news will be out in about 4 to 5 minutes time. Before that comes out, we're going to take a quick break to tell you all about our latest competition. If you want to win a shirt signed by Kostas Tsimikas, it's very, very simple. You just got to sign up to Redmen Plus as a club legend. So yeah, check out the information on that one, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. See you in a second.
A few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to sit down with Liverpool left-back Kostas Tsimikas. I was able to get an interview with him, to get some quick-fire questions done, and I was lucky enough to host a Q&A with him and John Aldridge at Hotel Anfield in Liverpool. Now, while I was there, I also managed to get him to sign this Liverpool shirt for you guys. So if you want to be in with a chance to win this incredible signed Kostas Tsimikas shirt, then all you need to do is go over to redmenplus.com and sign up as a club legend for this month's prize draw.
My Liverpool Debut, a new series, exploring where it all began for a number of Anfield favourites.
We had that belief and nothing was going to get in our way, nothing was going to stop us. I was just fortunate to get my chance.
I'm about to wear the red strip for the first time and play with all the wonderful talent that I was in awe of.
And the travelling Liverpool fans started singing my name. You can imagine how special that felt.
Football saved my life.
It was amazing to be part of that lineup with that calibre of players.
I knew I deserved to be there. I knew I deserved that chance. I knew I was ready.
I'm Jamie Carragher.
I'm Phil Thompson.
I'm Martin Kelly.
I'm Jim Beglin.
I'm Neil Mellor.
My name is Bruce David Grobbelaar.
And this is my Liverpool debut.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Yes, to the Redmen TV. We've got some team news reactions for you. Hopefully in the next couple of minutes we'll get the team sheet announced and we'll be able to keep you all updated. I just want to run through some comments here in the live chat. LS, thank you for replying. He says, I hope that's right, Errol, because we just won't be able to keep up if they keep spending like that. And now Newcastle have entered, it might actually be a big 7. Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong in that sense. The fact of the matter is, Liverpool are going to have to catch up. We're going to have to start spending bigger. We're going to have to reinvest in that midfield engine room. Definitely in the summer transfer window at the latest. I don't see Chelsea being a bottomless pit of spending. I don't think Bowley's going to really look to implement that kind of plan for his team. I think it'll be a case of you all want to build his team, let them have this. Oh, hello, lad.
Yeah, I need the toilet.
It is what it is.
You gotta go. Yeah, absolutely. I went for a little tinkle, and I didn't make it back in time yet for the start. So thanks for holding the fort down for me.
It's all good.
Absolutely right.
Just in the chat.
Absolutely. Hope you've enjoyed conversing with Errol while I ran back. Yeah, we're waiting for the official team news, which should be back any second now. Darwin not being in means I am going to have to change my team, by the way, I'm saying, because he's very much my captain. So
yeah, you have to make some
alterations. Some alterations are needed there for me for sure. After might go for Mo Salah maybe in my captaincy role for me. Yeah, I'm just checking the rumours of Chelsea's team, and no one seems to know anything as well, because they've got so many players that it's hard to just nail it down. So we will bring you the Chelsea team news as well. They might have signed someone in the last 20 minutes.
That's what they seem to be doing.
It's what they've been doing.
He signed someone this morning, didn't he? Or was that last night?
He signed someone late last night.
Yeah, the winger. Yeah. Just randomly, how many wingers do you want?
I think I saw they had 11 forwards on the books. It might be more now that they've...
Wow.
Yeah, there might be more now that they've decided to get themselves another one. So yeah, it's actually crazy what Todd Bowley and them like guys doing all the way down there at Chelsea. But yeah, it doesn't really concern us too much until later on. Right then, Joe has told me that the team is out, so I'm going to try and bring it up. And it is what we thought. Can you see that on the screen? Maybe if I zoom it out a little bit. There you go. Right, I'll go over to the board.
Cool.
You guys can crack
on. So we've got Alisson in goal. Milner is replacing Trent at right back. Konate and Gomez keeping their places as centre back partnerships, and Robertson. BAJCETIC does start in that 6 role next to Thiago and Keita. Elliott, Salah and Gakpo making up the front 3, with a substitutions bench of Kelleher, Fabinho, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jones, Tsimikas, Núñez, Matip and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that is their match day squad today for Liverpool to play Chelsea.
On the right back, I wonder what the thinking is there, because Trent's obviously on the bench. Joel's out. Getting out Joel Matip, and we throw in Joey Gomez. So I've got a back four of Robbo, Konate, Gomez and Milner. Fab, see you later. BAJCETIC, get yourself in there. Thiago and Naby Keita. And then Darwin, not fit enough to start. He's on the bench. We've got, where is my mate? Harvey is there. I'll stick him there for now because I'm not quite sure which side he's going to play on, where it's all going to be. And then let me have a look at my bench. We've got Keith Kelleher. We've got Fabinho, Hendo and Tsimikas, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, Darwin Núñez, Joel Matip, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. There we go, then that is the Liverpool 11. I'm interested in how this front 3 is going to shape out. We saw Harvey play right wing the other day. I wonder if he's going to put Mo Salah up front. He could put Gakpo on the left. My guess is it's going to be Salah on the right, Gakpo up front and Harvey on the left. Is my guess. Would you disagree? What?
Well, I would have kept Harvey on the right. It's where we've seen most of them. And I'd probably put Salah, probably put Salah through the middle, really. Gakpo seems to be a bit of a, for me, he's a utility option. He should have the versatility to be able to slot in anywhere on that front three. I don't think he's been potent in front of goal yet, but I know he's obviously just finding his feet. So I'd rather expect the work rate and the hunger and the desire up top to come from Salah. And if you can feed in and play off him, Gakpo, then, you know, good on you. But I'm not expecting you to kind of lead the line for us in today's game anyway.
Makes sense. Look, let me know, guys, in the YouTube or in the Discord now, how you think that front three is lining up. Who do you think's playing where? Let us know. I'll read some of those out shortly. The only other, I suppose, in fact, there's loads and loads of talking points. So what I'll do, I'll head my way back over and we'll chat through every single one of them. But Errol, as I come over, your thoughts on Gomez keeping his place after the Wolves game? It's a redemption story because he hasn't had a great season. I don't think Joel Matip was particularly good at Brighton. So it looks like the manager's gone. You had a good game. You keep your shirt.
Keep your shirt, yeah. And again, we've said it a number of times. Joe's got to build on that now. Joe can't keep having one good game in 5. He's got to start putting a string of good performances together. I'm not 100% sure if, you know, I think moving him closer towards that right side of that centre-back partnership is probably better for him, if I'm completely honest with you, because when he's probably played better for us so far this season, it's probably been at right back. Yeah. His best games probably have come for us at right back, apart from the City game, where, again, it was like you play either at a 9 or a 10. The drop in standard has been shocking for us, so I'd prefer to keep him on that right side of that centre-back partnership, if I'm completely honest. And it's not a shock, because I think Klopp's at the point now where it's like, look, I've got to get players that are prepared to play themselves into form, and when they're playing well, I've got to use them.
Yeah, it's an interesting lineup for sure. I've got a super chat from Daniel McMurray. I want to see Salah central and Elliott on the right more. Yeah. Then you have more defensive cover in midfield. Is Trent injured? I don't know what Trent may have. He's on the bench, so my guess is maybe, I don't know. We'll keep an eye out on that one. Faris has gone for Gakpo on the left. Henry agreed with you, same. So Salah front, Gakpo on the left. Yeah. Bjorn says Salah down the middle as well. So yeah, and then heading over into the Discord, they're talking about the Chelsea team there a little bit. Yeah, but Matty goes for Salah down the middle as well. Interesting. We'll soon figure that one out. We'll see.
Seems to make the most sense if you can't play Nunes. He can't start, because I can imagine Nunes would probably...
He very rarely moves, Mo Salah.
Yeah,
he usually moves everyone else around. But yeah, again, we'll see how it plays out. Right then, let's have a look at the Chelsea team before we start looking at our betmate lineups. Obviously, this impacts as well who's in their team. They've got Kepa in goal. They've got Chalobah, Bernardo Silva... Bernardo Silva? No. Chalobah, Thiago Silva, Badiashile, Hall, Jorginho, Gallagher, Cucurella, Ziyech, Mount and Havertz. That looks like a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
That looks like they're playing 3 at the back. That's an interesting one on their bench. Bettinelli, Azpilicueta, Humphries, Koulibaly, I always forget his name wrong. Chukwuemeka, Loftus-Cheek, Mudryk, the new guy, Aubameyang and Fofana. An interesting Chelsea line up there as well. Very, very interesting in fact. So how does that affect our betmate teams? I'm going to bring my team up now, because I am definitely going to have to make some changes. There's my team. I had Alisson, Robbo, Trent, Mount, Thiago, Salah, Nunes. Well, Trent isn't playing, so I'm going to have to remove Trent, definitely. Who do I put in? I'm going to put Big Ebu in. Fancy him getting a little goal off a corner, perhaps. Darwin's out. I'm going to have to take him out. I will throw Cody Gakpo in. I will make Salah my captain, double points for my captain. And I will stick with Thiago as my vice-captain, 1.5 points. I reckon he's going to be quite combative in the midfield. You have the tackles, points and all that. So I'm going to go Ali, Robbo, Konate, Mount, Thiago, Salah and Gakpo. I will save my team. Thank goodness it's not like normal fancy footy where you can't change it. Yeah. Once your team's lined up.
Your team,
if you guys want to come and play along by it, there's a link in the description. Or if you just download the BetMate app, enter the code Redmen10 as you do sign up for the first time. You'll get a little bonus in terms of some free bets as well. Just find the Liverpool versus Chelsea pot. In fact, Joe, can you bring that back up again for me? If you look on the homepage, there you go. It's right there. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Press view. We're playing that top pot there, 750. We're all playing at me, Chris and Paul. Get yourselves involved, like I say. £10 in free bets when you sign up if you use code Redmen10. UK only. Gamble responsibly. If it's not for you, absolutely sound. Don't get involved. If it is, come and have a go against me, Chris and Paul. In fact, Joe, have we got their teams as well to bring up? Can you bring Chris's team up? So Chris went Konate, Robbo, Thiago, Ziyech, Salah, Havertz and Kepa.
You put Kepa in goal.
He's sound. Well, he might maybe thinks he's going to make a lot of changes, a lot of saves.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't need to make a single change. He got it nailed on. All those lads are starting. Mate went for Kepa, Thiago, Robbo, the other Thiago, Mount, Salah, Gakpo. So Mate's sound as well. It was only me who got it wrong. I put too much faith in Darwin, but it's sound. We're all good. So yeah, hopefully I can win some money. Hopefully I can beat those guys out. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on that through the watch along as well. See who's doing well. The fact that the update live is really, really cool. That Chelsea team. That's a mad team.
I don't know what to expect from Chelsea because I know, again, I've not watched enough of them this season, but the results have been pretty poor since Potter's come in, and they've just had a bag full of players, but none of them apart from the centre half is playing. And I don't know who that Hall is. I've never seen his name on a team sheet before. No. Like, this is not a Chelsea team that I recognise, mate.
Yeah, and again, it looks like they're going to be 5 at the back. Well, it's 3/5 at the back, which is interesting. I just brought it up on Google here. To be fair, they've got them down as a 4-4-2. Cucurella, BAJCETIC, I don't even know, Silva, Chalobah. I suppose it could be that with Jorginho and Gallagher, like a 4-2-3-1 perhaps. Yeah, Hall, by the way, if I click on his name, I can tell you who he is. It's a Lewis Hall.
Yeah, Chelsea graduate.
18-year-old kid. Gets himself. You see a left-back or midfielder. See, because he's a left-back, I thought it was going to be him. And then maybe Cucurella playing as a right-back with Chalobah like a third centre-half. But we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Graham Potter's under big pressure already because that's what happens at Chelsea. They've got...
But is it though because the ownership's changed, mate? I don't think.
Yeah, true.
I don't think the mentality is the exact same as it was. I think if it Rowe was still here, yeah, the pressure's there because you'd expect it to get results. I think this Bowley's brought him in, and he's having to. I've made me bed. I've made my decision for you to be my manager, and regardless of the results, I need to give you enough time to implement the project that we're trying to agree on. So I think they'll go through this rocky patch and stick with him, even though. You know, the size of the club and the pressure because of the fan base.
I don't know, man. When you spend 500 million quid in 5 months, you probably won't return to. I mean, who knows? Todd Bowley's doing it a different way, isn't he? It's crazy. Right then, speaking about Liverpool, by the way, someone asked about Trent before. Paul Joyce has tweeted about Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's on the substitute bench for Liverpool, has been managing a minor muscle injury. He only trained once on Friday. So that explains why Trent's only on the bench here, hasn't fully trained. To be honest, I thought Milner did all right. He's got a bigger test against him today, you would think, against Chelsea. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's why Trent isn't playing for those who were asking. We also, someone messaged in the chat, apologies, I didn't get your name. It was Danny, I think it was. Yeah, what's our bench? Our bench. Joe, can you bring the board up for me so we can go through it? It's Kelleher, Fab. You can't see Fab there. He said no way, but that's Fab. Maybe for the best. Hendo, Timmercast, Chamberlain, Jones, Nunes, Matip, and there is Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, Zach, another injury. What's new? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Who'd have thunk it, Zach? Who'd have thought that the Reds might have had themselves some issues? Steve Ryder said Millie played the other day. I loved seeing his old school passion. Yeah, I thought he had a good game. He lasted an hour.
He's played fucking loads of footy so far this season.
I thought he was decent the other day, but we've seen this with Milner before. He's had a good game at right back, and then he starts the next one, and then you're like, oh my god, this is why he doesn't play all the time.
Yeah.
So that is the Gomez Milner duo. If I'm Chelsea, that's where I'm going. If I'm Chelsea's attacker. So for example, going back to what these guys said on what the Google stats guys said, that effectively would be Hall if it was him, if he is playing out there, but it could be Mount. You could even see Ziyech over there as well. That'll be the Cucurella, we'll see. But if I'm them, that's where I'm going. I'm trying to attack potentially Elliott, Keita, Milner. I'm sure Gomez will play right. I think that'll be wrong on the screen. I'm attacking that side of the pitch and going right. Let me get at Naby, Milner, Gomez, potentially Elliott on the right as well. I'm going all day. I'm saying to my left wingers and my left back, you get on and you go and you go and you go.
Yeah. No, and again, we've got to be good enough to shut them out. And if we shut them out, they'll have to go to Plan B. But if they can just cut through us like a knife through butter, it's gonna be a long morning for some people. That guy over in America, 3 a.m. It's gonna be a long morning. You probably best just go to bed now, because if that's what happens, it's not going to make for pretty viewing. I'll tell you that right now. I think this is again in normal times or in seasons where we're competing, as you mentioned before, both domestic cup finalists last season. These teams going up against each other should be kind of vying for definitely top 4 spaces and potentially pipping them, so you extend your lead towards going and pushing towards a title. So it's even more important now, while we're kind of both in the doldrums of mid-table, that if we get the result, it brings us closer to the points tally, but allows us to start climbing the table again, because we're far short of where we need to be, and no Liverpool fan and none of these players can escape that. So until we start putting the results on the board and stacking up the threes, it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, you need to get things going. Danny mentioned there, Danny Artie-Smith, thanks to Danny, our super mod, said Gomez played on the left. Yeah, he did. I think you're right, actually, against Wolves. I might have been wrong there. And then Vidu, where's Carvalho? Yeah, he plays midweek. He's not even on the bench. I think I'd rather have had him on the bench than Chamberlain, if I'm honest. If I was looking at an option to bring on, I probably would have preferred it. But yet again, probably out for 6 months or something with the hamstring or something. Knowing the Reds where we're at the moment. But yeah, it's very, very interesting to see. I'm really excited to see Stefan BAJCETIC. It's the change I think most people will wanted to see, because quite frankly, Fabinho and Henderson haven't cut the mustard there.
They've stunk out the gaff. They've been stinking
out the gaff, bro. What I would say is that BAJCETIC had a tough time against City. He did. And I get it, Kevin De Bruyne is fucking Kevin De Bruyne.
And it was the first game back. That was
happen.
That was
but Chelsea, it's going to be a step up from Wolves. I know Wolves had the good players. They had Neves, they had Moutinho, they brought Nunez on. They had good players, but it might be a different step up.
He's another good one.
Jorginho, Gallagher and Mount will be a bit more busy, I think, than Wolves. Wolves are very static in midfield, especially Gallagher and Mount. They just run. Mason Mount being linked with a move to Liverpool himself as well, so maybe a little point to prove. But yeah, it's a much more energetic Chelsea with an actual number 10 as well. When you're a DM, that number 10 is almost your responsibility.
You've got to sit on him.
And Mason Mount, you know, people say what you like about Mason Mount.
He's a handful.
He gets himself in good positions. He doesn't always do the right thing when he gets there, but yeah, BAJCETIC's got a good game, but I'm glad to see him starting. Fingers crossed he can have a good game. Right then, Ryan, no Ben Doak on the bench. Sad face, yeah, poor Ben. I suppose it means we're getting players back fit, doesn't it as well? Like, yeah, but it's a fair one.
That's the pecking order.
It's a fair one to go with. Right then, the Liverpool 11 is out. We know what it's about. My BetMate team is selected. I am good to go as well. Captain and Mo Salah, double point and banking on Mo, playing centre forward perhaps to get himself a goal. Wouldn't be shocked if Kepa throws one in against them, for example. So yeah, that's what I am going for in my team. Like I say, if you want to come and play along with me, Paul, and with Chris, just click the link in the description or download the BetMate app. Make sure you use code Redmen10 when you sign up. Get yourselves a little free bet bonus as well. And like I say, if it's not for you, absolutely sound. But if it is, what's awesome is that the stats update throughout the game as well. So we can keep an eye out on who's doing well, who's not doing well. I've been rubbish recently, I'll be honest. But like the
Reds.
Yeah, a little bit like the Reds. But there's been some big winners in other pots and stuff, so fair play to them. Paul won a bit recently as well, so it can be done. It can be done. Right then, we'll be back in about half an hour's time for the watch along. So go and get yourselves a drink, go and get yourselves settled, and we'll be back at 12:15 for the entire watch along, where hopefully Liverpool can beat Chelsea. Until then, see you in a sec, guys. See you in a bit. Ciao. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that show. I'm sure you did. Do give it a like, it really does help us out. If you want to win some amazing signed Liverpool merchandise that we give away each and every month here at Redmen HQ, very, very simple. Go and become a Club Legend subscriber on Redmen Plus. We've given away signed Gerrard stuff, Suarez stuff, Carragher stuff, and tons more. We'll do it every single month for one of our amazing Club Legend subscribers. So yeah, head on over to redmenplus.com and become a Club Legend today.